Good evening, good people, and welcome to another match in the Archipelago Final Fantasy Randomizer Timespinner Tournament. This semifinals match between Robe and Wizard Hat versus Hard Rath. This is Saracen, and I am joined in the booth tonight by Luffy DV. Luffy, how the heck are you?
I'm doing quite well, Saracen. Enjoying the last few days of my vacation here. Figured I'd take a Monday night to hang out with you and watch some great Final Fantasy Rando Time Spinner.
Heck yeah. Vacation over the top of your birthday last week. Birthday victory over Bubble Soda Company. Rip my tournament life.
It's been a pretty decent weekend, not gonna lie.
Well, this is an exciting match tonight. Looking forward to the undefeated Hard Wrath going up against our Robe Wizard Hat folks. This is a very competitive match, and the gate was dropped. We're on a 10-minute delay, and they should be starting in about a minute here.
Give or
Uh,
take, yeah.
so, quick overview of what we got here. We have two teams, one player on each team playing Time Spinner, the other member of the team playing Final Fantasy Randomizer. They're able to share items between the games using Archipelago. Tonight we have Sonny Rath and Spellzap as our FFR players. Luffy, you want to talk about the FFR character selection tonight?
Sure. We got with these Final Fantasy parties here, we have a Force Thief Red Mage. So you can see our parties have pretty much taken the same here. Thief Fighter Black Red really makes a lot of sense if we talk real quick about the blursings here. Let me pull it up in our broadcast room. So blursings, Thief plus Katana, so pretty good. Not going to need to promote if we come across one. A fighter gets plus 20 agility, pretty good, I guess. Maybe he'll miss a hit here and there. Black Mage plus 15 Vitality. Anytime I see a Black Mage get a little extra HP, I like it. And the Red Mage plus 10 Lux. So a useless running Red Mage might actually be able to run tonight. So pretty good, I think.
So on the Time Spinner side, our players are starting inverted with no Teleria attachments. So they're going to be going a little slow at start, but don't worry, that will pick up very quickly. And we see our runners are off.
See what we got here. White Magic, Cure 4, White Lock. That stinks.
Oh, we got Iron Orb start on the Time Spinner side. Lit
That's,
3 Quad X on the Black Magic. That's good.
that's
And
pretty good,
Storm
yeah.
Eye, the worst spell in Time Spinner.
Classic. You love to see it.
So I might catch some hate on that one. I don't know, but I think it's the worst spell in the entire game.
I'm gonna defer to you tonight. I'm still playing through my vanilla time spinner when I'm not neck deep in Assassin's Creed Valhalla this weekend, so it's I haven't even come across that yet, I think.
Oh heck yeah! Getting the glass pumpkin out of the list is broad. The glass pumpkin is something that extends the sand that you have available when you're using your time stop ability, which we will not have until we get our wheel.
Hmm.
Light wall early check here and the gas mask. Light wall is one of our infinite vertical movement options. It is a spell that creates a semi-solid wall, solid wall, and you can grab onto it. You can stand on top of it, and you can have three of them on the screen at a time normally. There is some technique to get six. It involves orb swapping, and I don't know how to do that yet.
Looks like we get a ship and the defense sword here in Temple of Fiend's first three checks. That's pretty good to find early. You like to see the ship, that helps with movement. Defense sword, an item you like to see as well for endgame.
So we're getting interesting route diversions already on the Time Spinner side as Zenobian taking the left path over towards the Blue Bird of Happiness, as I like to refer to it, and Tryhard going somewhat more traditional route of if you can go right, go right.
And we got our Final Fantasy members. We're gonna throw a
Oh,
quad X here at Garland. Bye.
Zeno
Oh,
finding the Teleria attachment on that next chest to the left. That is huge and will probably save something like 10 to 15 minutes in this entire race.
if not even
nice.
more.
Hey, that sultry voice you hear is the third member of our party and restreamer tonight. Hey, hanging out as well. And shout out to Math Girl also for doing the tracking. Thank you for that.
So we have multiple ways into our fabulous Yas Queen room as we have the Royal Ring and the Plasma Geyser at this point.
Oh,
No shortage of
Sash.
spells.
Sash.
Sash on the chicken ledge. Wow.
Wow.
Mhm,
Okay, so Xeno is just hitting everything.
There's a time spinner gear 2 for tryhard, which is going to be pretty easy. That's coming out of Matoya's cave, so that's going to be popping up for Xeno here very quickly as well.
Keycard B for Zeno as well. That's necessary, I think, right?
That is required in this tournament, as we don't allow glitching through doors.
Yes, if we were allowing glitches, well, then the run changes a whole heck of a lot, and doors become more of suggestions than anything else.
Loaded level 2 magic here for our FFR runners. Temper at level 2 black, and fade and exit as well. So full of magic here.
My.
That's tasty.
Now,
one downside we're seeing about tryhards around here is having to deal with these mushroom towers at low level. They do pretty good damage. They also poison, and you're not getting a whole lot of checks out of here. Xeno, meanwhile, fighting that bluebird of happiness here. He's actually using it. The mad lad using the storm eye.
And making actually good use of it here. The only thing that would be better if he were stacking it, which is apparently done the same way the same way that you can get multiple light walls or more than 3 light walls out.
We got a princess dress over to Xeno as well, which is a very solid armor. One of the better ones in the game, honestly. And that's going to be good for all sorts of things. Tryhard finishing out the caves to get the free warp back. Not really a whole lot coming out of there, but that princess dress also coming over since that was from Bicky.
Yeah, the princess dress, it's, we call it armor. It's more than armor. The headgear, the body wear, both give really good damage bonuses.
And speaking of armor, we had Pro Rings -2 there for sale and Provoca. I can words. Probably the worst place you want to see Pro Rings if you're going to buy them, but I mean, they're there if you want to go back for them, so sure.
And we were seeing Harm 4 and Bane at level 3 magic. So that white mage, if they took any white mages, I forget that...
They did not.
Yeah,
They did not.
I forgot Sonny's using the Castlevania sprites, and the black mage just always makes me think white mage.
Chain +3, though.
Yeah, it's good armor.
White Mage would have been a little OP right here with level 1 Cure, level 2 Fade, level 2 Exit, level 3 Harm 4. Would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
So Xeno, working his way back to the right, did not find any means of quickly getting back. That is to say, he didn't find his water mask, did not find the Twin Pyramid key, so having to take the walk back. But you don't mind that when you've got the Teleria attachment.
Lock and Brack as well at level 4 there. So 2 of the better insta-kill spells with Bane and Brack at level 3 and 4, which is not bad. Still no Fast in sight, which is unfortunate, but I mean, we still got level 5 and 6 to check as well.
Oh, an Admiral running out of aura, unable to get that check with the engineers there, as he does not have the sash.
Pardon me while I fix this real quick. Please note, Admiral Tryhard does not have the full tracker on his screen, only the top half, but that'll show most of the important things. Thought that looked a little funny.
And the full pink, as we have Plasma Orb as well. Everything you could possibly need to get into Yas Queen Room, and by that I mean 3 times what you need to get into Yas Queen Room.
Ooh, loot there in the Marsh Cave attic. That's important.
Ooh.
It's a big find.
Looks like Zap's on his way there too. And we're just seeing exactly how much of a difference that that the Teleria attachment can make in just seeing how quickly Xeno has gotten over here from the extreme opposite side of the map.
Xeno also going to go after this this Caves of Banishment check, which I don't know why you do this without the water mask. And I say this as somebody who has made this check without the water mask before. I got called out on it once, and it you know, never again. Getting
How many
bullied
checks
by
would
the
you leave
mushrooms.
behind? How many checks would you leave behind here without the water mask? Is there 3 down there?
A total of
4.
Yeah,
Oh,
4 between the 2 separate water areas. There's one in
Mm.
Waterhook, which is the room previous, and there are 3 in the next room.
Rampart's pedestal with the TPK. So we have, you know, Xeno's going to catch up to this pretty quick. Military Hangar is our present warp.
D-card is now optional. Potentially. The reason I say that is because with the B card, you can pass back through the D card doors in the library, and you'll leave them open. That's just a quirk of how the randomizer works, even with specific key cards.
So Sonny and Spellzap both working their way through Marsh Basement. Not a whole heck of a lot of things coming through from that, from what I see.
They found their loot, which is, necessary, but I mean, nothing else really here to speak of just yet. The first 15 or 20 minutes or so of these FFR seeds are fairly linear without divergence, depending on what kind of items you get. So this makes a lot of sense to see early.
So interesting routing choice here on Xeno's side, to me, is choosing to come over and open the drawbridge instead of going down and coming back around. I think this makes sense with the concept, with having the sash, because you can do that. But it's I've never seen it routed that way before. Very interesting to me.
That is something I might have to adopt myself. I'm not used to, like, that's the first time I've seen it routed that way as well.
We did get an Oxiel out of the Castle Basement Giantess room, which is nice. That opens up quite a few checks.
Just means that the FFR runner will have to go in and deal with Sea Shrine and all the doom stuff that's in there.
Well, let's be honest, both Spellzap and Sonny Rath are veteran FFR runners. They are more than capable of dealing with whatever the seafood has to offer.
That's a true fact. Definitely a true fact.
Got some Lit 3, we got some Bane, we got some Brack if we get down to Kraken. It's fine.
There's that moment that that Xeno was looking forward to, getting that TPK as well. And really, the difference in speed here is so obvious at this point, as we see, we've got maybe a minute and a half of difference, tops. As Xeno's just flying through here. And this is in the context of Xeno having already taken care of most of the left side as far as, until you get your water mask and can go down to Maw.
Yeah, and if you get the water mask out of the castle and you head towards Maw before you end up getting the Teleria, that's definitely a kind of feels bad man moment, because it's getting through the water is just so interminably slow.
What kind of spell is Zenobian using right there? That little Kamehameha he's throwing out. I kind of like that.
That's Plasma Geyser.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
So it has the problem of you're standing still the whole time, but it does go full screen, and that's very nice a lot of the time.
Yeah, full screen and then a little bit more, but I don't know exactly how much it goes beyond the edge of the screen. But
So
it works.
We're about to see the Golden Idol fight with Iron Orb, Princess Dress, and Librarian Hat. This idol is not long for the world. The hard part is actually going to be these two, I think.
Yeah,
As the idol itself is just going to fall over.
yeah. I think honestly, what we saw on Admiral Tryhard's side was the longer part of this fight.
And Light Wall as well as a spell is very strong here, and
There's the
yeah,
halfway
already
mark.
to phase 2, yeah.
Yeah.
We got red
Meanwhile,
dragons
Xeno.
here on trap chests in Earth Cave, but they got glare, so that's unfortunate.
Ooh.
Ooh, somewhere along the line we had a life spell learnable by this red mage.
Ooh, convenient.
Mm-hmm.
All
Down
right.
goes idol. There was a chime in Earth Cave 2. That's a big find.
Yeah.
Sky
important.
is where it's at.
Sky
So-
52
provides.
checks of good.
Yeah.
52 checks of goodness. You know.
Yeah, we got our Oxy and Chime. So if we get the cube, that's a lot of checks there in 2 dungeons where we can also get 8 shards from the fiends if we feel so bold.
Gotta make sure, or gonna have to remember to ask Xeno why he's got a 10-hour timer on.
Yeah, curious as well, but that's fine.
Yeah, just saw that.
Gear 3 coming out of Earth Cave as well.
Ooh.
These Timespinner players are going to be out of this game so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we see Gear 2, Gear 3 on Admiral Tryhard's side. And probably, well, at least the same for Xeno.
Yeah, Gear 2 came out of Matoya chests, and I did see Spellzap take those.
Yeah.
So,
Spells at finding a canoe as well here, so that's pretty important.
Sonny not far from that check, because if I recall, that's Earth TFC. No,
Nope,
it
that was Earth
check earlier.
12.
Mm-hmm.
So Sonny has it now.
Or not,
Okay.
not 12, yeah, 13.
Down goes idol for Xeno as well. You can see the horrible situation that is trying to light wall around after Yas Queen.
Oh, Earth TFC given the floater.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, baby.
And Asher's
Okay.
trunk with a wheel.
Okay.
Oh. That's big. This is
Mm-hmm.
the juiciest Earth Cave I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You can see just how fun those light walls can be blocking charging birds.
Silly birds.
So light wall is sufficient to finish this game, but definitely not the best way of going about it. As you can see, Tryhard is having to do a lot more work to navigate around here for lack of the sash and for lack of the Teleria attachment.
Yeah, it is a big moment of just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Mm.
And you can see Xeno is already actually pulling ahead here because of it. So again, there's a C key card, which is mostly worthless.
Yeah, that's a check. Well, 2 if you count Vandergroth Bridge, which actually, yeah, you need the C card or the elevator key card to get in there.
So there's the one in the lower left part of Varnagoth Tower as well.
Yeah.
So you have the tower, you have Varnagoth itself, the eyeball, and the bridge if you were coming from the left. But we're coming from the right here most likely. Unless, well, I mean, we have the B card. We could walk left and then go up.
Yeah. Right, looks
Xeno
like
getting
Admiral
the important
didn't.
shopping done.
Yeah, it looks like Admiral found nothing he wanted, so he just quit out of it. It's not a bad idea to do. Ooh.
Water mask from the Canoe Sage.
Mm.
Confused old men holding on to some scuba gear.
It's the second time I've seen that happen. The confused old men having the water mask. That's kind of funny. What are the odds of that?
Not very good, it turns out.
Mhm. So, in your guys' professional opinion here as Timespinner veterans compared to myself, how long do you think it's going to be till Admiral finds this sash and Teleria attachment, or is he just going to keep going with what he's got?
So he doesn't have a whole lot of places to go, is the thing. So what I expect is he's going to finish off Ilana, teleport back to the rebel base camp, as it were, and
Mhm.
then he's going to run straight into Teleria. It's only one check past where he was, and then he's going to run into the Sash not long after that, assuming he takes the upper path, which I think a lot of people choose to do that even with the water mask because water is slow,
Yep.
even with the attachment. But again, we're seeing the huge movement advantages on Zenobian's side, getting into the Ilana fight first out of the two.
Yeah, and Tryhard is having some problems climbing up because, well,
Walls.
costs. Yeah, walls are not free, and those royal guards can be kind of jerks and knock you back if you're not careful.
So the one downside for our runners here is we haven't seen a good weapon uh, to deal with Ilana, but it's okay.
Yeah, it seems like the runners are both just going to have to go the extreme violence route and beat her down with the big hammers.
Meanwhile, we see both Spellzap and Sani heading into the Volcano Armory floor.
Not gonna lie, this is not the first time where I've looked at them running. I'm like, okay, I have to make sure I am not looking at the wrong screen, or that I had both screen, or that I didn't have one screen mirrored.
So he can get her in the toes right there with that light wall. I was wondering if he was going to be able to damage her like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good way to handle the lightning section of this fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
especially since when Ilana comes down, she usually comes down to the midpoint, and therefore will still be hit by the walls until they expire.
Does she give you Plasma Geyser too in the vanilla game? Because I see her using that attack as well.
in the vanilla game, when you beat her, she gives you the plasma orbs, and then you can
Right.
take the orbs in a couple of purchasables and get the ring and the spell.
Got it. I got the plasma orbs from beating Alana recently, but I hadn't gotten the geyser. I get it.
Yeah.
So Gear 1 is somewhere in the Timespinner seed. That's what I can tell here, because we got the hint out of Xeno for that. Xeno apparently didn't... Oh, yeah, did not use a warp yet, and therefore couldn't use a warp shard to get out. But it's okay. It's not that far. Still have Teleria.
And Tryhard could use the warp, but he still has to get the 3 checks in the right tower. But also, given that he just got that pyro ring, I think that's going to lead him to take the upper path when he goes to Lake Serene.
I definitely agree with that. Having a fire source and being able to go through and burn the vines as you go is very important if you're thinking you might have to go to the left in the present. So here we see Xeno headed towards the Maw. The TPK, the Teleria, playing a big role here, having already been to the left and therefore having the warp point.
There goes Admiral, as expected, going right back to the Rebel base, or refugee camp. I know it's called the refugee camp. My brain just always sticks on Rebel base.
Well, especially since I said that.
Yeah. Well,
we had a ribbon there in the right side tower as well that Tryhard sent over. So I think Spellzap probably got that same thing from Zeno.
And let me see, just looking over some of the stuff from Volcano. We got a black shirt out of Volcano. Yeah, top Royal Tower Struggle Juggle was that ribbon. So yeah, that one I know definitely Xeno picked up.
Mm-hmm. Is that the top of the tower right there?
Yep.
Oh, now I understand Struggle Juggle.
Yeah, in the vanilla game, when you're coming to that area, you will have double jump and the wheel. And that's it. So to get up there, you have to actually freeze time, jump off of that Royal Guard's head, unfreeze time so it moves, freeze time again before you land, and yeah, it's a thing.
Well, we see Xeno here very confidently skipping checks on the way to the Maw, which means that that gear is not down here.
Yeah.
and the expectation from this point is go fast and just finish it out. Get whatever it is in the forfeit over to spell zap.
Yeah, it does make sense because he is just running, not paying attention to anything. I think it's probably I'm thinking based off the fact that he hasn't hinted for anything else. It's either going to be in the military base, in Dad's tower, or maybe in the library area. Because he
I'm
didn't
gonna
burn the
guess it's
vines
somewhere in
either.
the lab. Yeah, somewhere in the lab makes sense to me. And
Yeah.
we're seeing light wall strats here with some hammering. That's good. Using the time stop to get into the invulnerable location. There is the sash coming over on tryhard side as well. Spell zap pulling into carry.
And down goes the maw, and now the present is poisoned.
Only 4 shards so far for spell zap on his side. I gotta assume Sawney is relatively around the same number, which at 24 minutes in would bother me a little bit as a Final Fantasy runner, but knowing where my Timespinner counterparts would be, I'm not panic mode yet, but I'd be bothered by that.
And we can see that Spell Zap hinted for the Moss Immune, and we see that it's sitting on Blob Mom.
Well, funny enough, that's going to be a pretty quick check to get.
Oh, all right. Looks like it's somewhere in the library.
Yeah, gotta be. Oh, money egg.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pawn that and get something. Oh, really?
is it on boots?
I
Now, what would be really funny is if Xeno goes all this way and then remembers, oh yeah, I didn't actually burn the vines, and it was somewhere up there.
Yeah, if it was in like Firelocked Sparrow chest or the Crash Site chests. That would be entertaining for us and kind of a uh-oh moment for Xeno. But I don't think it would be that. Xeno generally has a head on his shoulders that stops him from doing something like that.
Yeah, I think the other thing is Xeno's probably feeling really good about that heading left first play, because that is not something you typically see people do in Timespinner. Empire Orb coming off of boots. Oh, baby.
Punchy fists from boots. That's...
Black Belt Lunaeus now fully online.
Yeah. Xeno using the time stop quite well to go, you know what, I don't want to deal with y'all. Oh
Not so
my
secret.
goodness.
Wow. Usually this check is just trash, so I'm flabbergasted.
And Tryhard just hinted for his gear one, so he knows where it's at, and he's like, alright, I'm going.
Yep. That hint came a little earlier on the way to the Maw as well, so yeah, we're fully going here.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we're probably going to see these two finishing up within the probably 2 minutes of each other at this point.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy to me considering how much longer Zeno's had that sash and go fast.
I think Zeno's doing just fine in terms of keeping a lead here.
Mm-hmm.
It's at this point the challenges of speeding through the bridge. The other thing is movement is just awkward without the hairpin.
Yeah, the movement is still smooth in Timespinner without it, but with the double jump, it just feels so much better.
Now, it would be really tragic is if you didn't have Sash for this, which I have had to do recently, and it feels terrible every time. Oh, Math Girl calling out that the tail was in Canaria Lock.
Interesting.
Which, that's fully accessible to our runners here.
Mhm.
The question is, do they bother? I had missed entirely that the cube got picked up by Spellzap and Xeno at some point. As we see that Spellzap has gone Sky, Sky, Sky.
Sony over there at the waterfall going to do his C play. We'll see who is a little more fruitful in their efforts.
So I think the big time save that Tryhard had was because of the hint timing. He opted to skip out on the Bluebird, and that was a little bit of a time-consuming fight. But it's more that's time-consuming to get all the way there, even with the sash.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, choosing to just go straight down into the water to Maw and continue on there. So they are actually remarkably close. I am surprised. And one thing you can kind of tell by the movements that Xeno's using in this fight is this is somebody who typically plays on like Nightmare level 1 and therefore avoids all these attacks to try to maximize hit points for the fight against the Emperor. You still see full hit points on Xeno's side. Oh, there was one hit. Rip, start, run over. Alright, down goes Blob Mom on Xeno's side, which means that Spellzap now has a Masa +1.
Nice.
Heck yeah. And it's time to go punch down Emperor Volteralus in the past. Volteralus being weak to the Empire Orb, so looking forward to taking them on to get back to the broken timeline. Math Girl, we've been asking the same thing about Xeno's timer. It was at 9 hours and something, and when the race room started, it was a little weird. Alright, down goes Blobmon on Tryhard's side. Pretty small gap here overall, as we look at this, but also has not actually gone to get that gear yet, which is a big difference. Needs to make the long trek over to Not So Secret Room to pick that up. And down goes Volteralus. Thani taking a dive into C. That could be a potentially big deal. This is some significant route divergence here.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw a spell zap up to about 14 shards, maybe. Oh, we got a Warmech, and we're gonna run. That makes sense.
Walking into a Warmech fight with your Bassa wielder at 3 hit points is kind of the decision you can make.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. All right, so pulling Tiamat here, we're going to throw some Bane Swords. We're going to temper up that fighter. We're going to defense. Some more temper. Tia's got fast. It's a little bothersome, but it's probably fine. We're going to white shirt. We're going to swing, temper, and temper. 2 hits, 177. It's okay. 2 more tempers go off. Tia doing no damage. White shirt for free. We're going to more Bane Sword, more temper. And we're going to brack. Ineffective. Fire 2. Does fire 2 damage. It's fine. Swing. 272. No multiple hits there. Tia might be a little evasive here, but still not very many levels on these teams. But Brack does the job. Down goes Tiamat. 4 more shards for Spellzap once he steps on the teleporter there, and here we go.
Meanwhile, we see Tryhard almost to Not So Secret Room to get that gear. And here is Xeno about to pull the Sandman.
Now, one thing I did notice there was that Tryhard did take out Blobmom already, so he'll be able to grab this Warp Shard and then just go right on back.
And doing exactly that.
Ooh, and Zap finding some blue stake somewhere.
We got to assume that's off the hard reset, too. Maybe not.
And maybe it was just an incidental blue stake encounter.
Down goes first phase of the Sandman fight. We have lost the lion from the CS. Is it CS Lewis? Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. Anyway, now we're on to the floating hourglass phase, which is always exciting.
Spellzap picking up his tail. Probably going to go promote now.
Xeno running into the classic blunder of getting the hourglass to crash into the wall at the top of the screen and then forgetting that, oh yeah, there's spikes up there. Tryhard not far behind. Just needs to go through the pyramid. With Teleria and Sash, this is still pretty close. And finally getting a reasonable damage ring as heading into Nightmare. That's great timing from Spellzap, who just did the Dwarf Cave checks. Xeno doing light wall radiant strats, not using the quickswap trick to maximize those radiants, but that's okay. This is a ton of damage going out onto Nightmare. You see, this is a very safe fight for Xeno at this point. And Tryhard, like I said, not that far behind, has almost completed the entire pyramid run. Spellzap just cleaning up some of those checks in key-locked areas. And here is Sandman on Tryhard's side. Xeno cannot be that far from a finish here. We're seeing that phase 2 attack there. And down goes Nightmare. The dead horse has been beaten. So get your exclamation marks out in chat for Zenobian, finishing first with an official time of 36 minutes and 11 seconds.
That's pretty impressive.
That was a very impressive run out of him. Yeah, 36-11.
That's roughly 10 minutes better than my best, so, you know. Now, this was a jet seed. No doubt about it.
And just about as I expected, Tryhard's probably going to be finishing up within another minute or minute and a half. Just about the 2-minute mark.
Dangerously low health levels against this this phase, though.
Ah,
It's a good thing. Yeah.
He's fine. He's fine. He's got more hit points than necessary still.
So, yep, you get your free refill as you go to fight Nightmare, and that's always a good time. Why the horse has a soda fountain, I have no idea.
Well, you beat the Sandman up enough, and you consume sand throughout the entirety of this game, and he just turns into a light snack for you.
So on Tryhard's side, we are seeing damage come out fast and furious. That Empire Orb working just fine, along with triple light wall at the start. This horse is not long for this world.
It's like with Zenobian finishing as well. He gave Spellzap the shards he needed to get into Temple of Fiends Revisited, and here he goes. He's already on carry 2.
And I blinked and I missed it. And down goes Nightmare. That's 38-16 for Admiral Tryhard. So 2 minutes and 5 seconds off. I was just a little bit off on my estimate.
That is a very short gap.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, get your exclamation marks and or GGs out in chat for Admiral Tryhard. And yeah, I have to agree with JLo in chat. Yeah, Jet Seat is Jetty.
Mm-hmm.
Just saw Sonny hint for his tail and find out that it's at Corneria 4.
Ooh, down goes that red mage for Spell Zap. Big swing by that Massa, though. 844 damage. Then about 1,000 damage here to Kraken. Still on his feet. We're going to quad X and we're going to swing. 5 hits, 435. Down goes Kraken 2, but at the expense of that red mage. So let's see how we're going to do here on Tia 2. Still got 2 bosses to go.
And it looks like Admiral Tryhard is going to someplace with better music, which I would have playing, but he apparently forgot to turn the game audio on. He turned the voice audio off.
whoops.
Yeah. Oh well.
Blinken, you miss it. Was that a dead? What was our dead there? That was the dead Kraken.
It looks like
Kraken
that was a
down,
dead squid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we're gonna white shirt. We only got 1 fast left, so we're gonna save that. We're gonna defense up, and we're gonna temper. Thunder coming out here. Looks like it was okay on the damage across the board. White shirt. Some more white shirt. We're gonna swing. We're gonna temper again. For it's 367. This will get us there, provided Tia doesn't have anything else really nasty. Ink is a free turn. We like that. Ooh, punch on that black mage. Still on her feet, though.
I'm not dead yet.
Not yet. 4 hits, 337. So Tia, a little thick here. We're going to quad X. Oh, she doesn't have many HP, though. There goes Tia 2 down.
All right. So Spell Zap, roll it into chaos. Going to do just a final fight prep here.
Mm-hmm. And Sawny's still, I think, about 8 shards short here. So he's 4 shards and a Tia 1 away. We're going to white shirt. We're going to defense. And we're going to spend our last fast. Oh, the black mage survives the punch. Fast goes off. That's huge. We're going to white shirt. We're going to temper.
Time for that black mage to throw out its last tempers and hope.
Mm-hmm. 5 hits, 374. Not bad. We're already missing on the fighter. That's good. We're going to spend our last temper. We're going to swing. 3 hits, 129. Less good. Down goes the black mage. So we're just going to keep white shirting and swinging. 4 hits, 696. That's pretty good. White shirt, I think that's 3 stacks of evasion.
Black mage is dead. It got its tempers out. It's fine.
Yeah, it did its job. 4 hits, 289. Still on her feet. 3 hits, 56. Going in the wrong direction, but it's fine. Chaos punching and missing. This is good.
And
5 hits, 342. Terminated.
wow. Get your GGs out in chat for Spell Zap, finishing up with an official race time.gg time of 42:21.
GG. Jeez.
And with that, Sonny Rath has forfeited. So we'll see about dragging them both in here in a moment. Or
So-
both teams, I should say.
So with this, we have our folks in the booth here, but just want to put it out there to the crowd. Because Robe and Wizard Hat have prevailed in this match, we are going to have a 2v2v2 with the top two teams advancing to a best of three finals. So we have one more match that's going to come up before our finals as we see all three of the remaining teams, Carry On My Wayward Sons, Hard Wrath, and Robe and Wizard Hat, taking this 2v2v2 to determine who's going to third place, and then a best of three finals after that. But with that, welcome to all of our runners. GG's, everybody. How y'all
Thank
feeling
you.
about that?
That was a fast seed.
Yeah.
It was only fast if you went left.
You went left, didn't you?
I sure did.
Oh.
Though honestly, even though you went right first and Xeno went left, you still only ended up with a 2-minute difference. Which, given how much time that Xeno had the Teleria and you didn't, that's kind of impressive.
That's
Did you
pretty good.
see how many poison moths I jumped into?
I saw how many poison mushrooms y'all dealt with collectively.
Oh my
and that was
goodness.
pretty significant too.
But I had a time spinner wheel. It's fine. Just kill them and freeze the poison so you don't breathe it in.
The real
was
boss
quite-
here, though, we got to wonder though, Zeno. What your 10-hour timer? What's that all about right now?
Okay, so, well, I left that on purpose just to see who would be concerned or even care about it. But that's because I made ramen at like noon, and I just left
Ooh.
it going the entire day because why not?
Yeah,
That's normal, right?
As someone who enjoys a good ramen, I can approve of that. I like it.
See, this is normal. I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Was this a good ramen or was this microwave it in a bowl because it came in a small plastic package kind of ramen?
No, it was ramen that I made good. It wasn't in a small plastic bowl, but it was pretty
Okay.
good. Some noodles, some other ingredients, some Tabasco, some jalapenos or jalapenos if you're fancy. You know, all the good stuff that you put in ramen.
Heck yeah. Okay, so let's start with our winners here, Robe and Wizard Hat. Talk us through the seed. Talk us through the communication you had as you were going through this.
Yeah. I think Xeno was talking about VTubers the whole time,
Yeah, pretty much.
and we were talking about hinting for things, but then we ended up getting them right before we hinted for them, and then the game just gave me all the shards, and then I went and killed Chaos.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, Spellzap's about to hint for the canoe, then he finds the canoe. Okay, you should hint for floater then. Next chest he finds the floater. Maybe think about cube later. Then we find the cube, and by the end of the game, the only two things we hinted for was I hinted for my Gear 1, and Spellzap hinted for Mazmoon, and that was it.
I thought there was a tail hint in there too.
Oh yeah, he did hint for the tail, but then he never used it.
So most of the communication was really about selling Tatsuki, right? That's what
Exactly.
I'm hearing. Excellent.
Exactly. Talking about Apex, and she did a nice diamond to Master's Climb today. It was great.
Fantastic. Sonny, try hard. Talk us through your side of things.
So I would like to start here and say, who goes left with just light wall?
Me.
Like I'm just like I got light wall, and I'm really I'm comfortable with light wall movement. So I go right. I'm like, oh TPK, oh rewarded. Little did I know.
So, despite going all the way to fight the Bluebird of Happiness and coming back, because obviously TPK was on the right side, Zenobian actually finished Elana first. So that's that's the difference of the Teleria attachment there. But at the same time, you didn't have to clear nearly as much on the left side as Zenobian did.
Yeah, because like I don't have water mask or a fire source. Who would like I would never go left in that situation. But whoop-de-doo Teleria Sash. Eh. Like I felt like I cleared the sea doing pretty much the bare minimum.
I would agree with that. Sonny, your thoughts?
More or less, with communication on my end, was a bunch of words I cannot say on stream. That's why I've been quiet.
I hear you. And certainly the speed of your forfeit once Spells App finished was pretty telling about your feelings on the seed overall.
No, the seed itself really wasn't that bad. My start was pretty garbage because I couldn't get turn order to save my life. And so when I saw Spells App finish in 42 and I was still 5 shards off, I was like, I really don't have much of a reason to finish out.
I hear you.
Oh, yeah, how many times did you have to do Garland?
I had to try to walk to Topher twice. I had to try to get top left twice. And I got Garland first try because that was the time I got turn order.
Yeah, he kept getting the cremate off, and I was like, well, just reset until it happens.
So we are getting a notice from Hate that we are going to have to drop the restream here very shortly, but I do want to get final thoughts out from the teams before we get out of here. So final thoughts, Robe and Wizard Hat, as you advance into the 2v2v2 and we get into that scheduling madness. How are you feeling about the situation?
I'm glad we could make it spicy, you know? Get a little action, little three-way between teams going here.
Yep, I'm just happy that we're still playing because every game is fun, even the ones we lose. I love Timespinner and I love Archipelago, so I'm just really happy this is happening, and I hope we do it more.
Heck yeah. Team Hard Rath, final thoughts as we wrap up here.
You know, this is one of the few days where I really wished for a dumpster fire all of a sudden.
Yeah, my dumpster fire seed rolling powers have been waning today, apparently.
You've rolled us 3 faster than average seeds. Hate.
I mean, it's going to be spicy going into the triple threat match. We've got, of course, Spells Up and Zenobian, as well as Chanigan, Luffy, yourself, and Shun Bobby that we're looking at. And that's a very, very scary match. We only
So-
have to come in second at the least, but it's going to be a massive fight.
I just realized this. So the 2v2v2, you know, Hardrath beat Carry On My Wayward Son. I believe they were the ones that defeat Robe and Wizard Hat. So we've got rock, paper, scissors going on.
We do have rock, paper, scissors going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Dibs on rock.
All right,
I mean,
then
as long as I can be lizard. Oh wait, this isn't rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
I think that's all I have to say for that's safe for stream.
Yeah, GG's though, guys.
GG's.
Luffy, your final thoughts.
Nah, I mean that was really impressive to watch. I'm learning more and more Timespinner every time I jump in the booths with one of you guys that really know the game. So thank you for bearing with me and talking me through some things. And GG's to the two runners, the two teams actually, and the four runners. That was fun to watch, and it was very fast, which is always good on a Monday night when I got one day left of vacation. So thank you for that, and look forward to racing you guys. Pretty soon. Should be fun.
Hate, I know that something came up over on your side. Did you have any final thoughts, or should I take us home?
Speedy Seed go, Noom!
Heck yeah. All right, everybody. Well, this has been another community presentation of the Archipelago Tournament, FFR and Timespinner edition. I'm hoping that we see more of these tournaments come up in the future, but this is the start of something beautiful, I think. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Thank you to CoCom's Luffy DV and Hate the 13th, restreaming also Hate the 13th, our tracker Math Girl, Thank you, everybody, for coming out and watching this, and thank you to our 4 competitors here tonight. Looking forward to our 2v2v2. We're going to see what the scheduling shakes out for that, and hopefully we can figure out some way to get that streamed. But I think that one's going to be a little tricky. We don't really have the layout space for it. But to everybody here tonight, thank you so much for joining us. If you liked what you saw, come check out Archipelago on Discord. Archipelago.gg is the website. You can find the Discord and all of the information about the wonderful games you can play on Archipelago together with your friends. For Final Fantasy Randomizer, head to finalfantasyrandomizer.com and Timespinner, I believe timespinner.com for that game as well. There are Discord links on all of the sites. But come check us out, join the communities, and be a part of something awesome. So this has been Saracen. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful night.